in Jerry World yesterday by a score of 31-10. Listen, Josh Allen went 7 of 15 for 94 yards and a touchdown, and while Dak Prescott went 21 of 34, 134 yards and one interception. Um, Buffalo had 3 rushing touchdowns, and like I said, one touchdown on the ground, in the air. Sorry, and it's it is interesting to me how close this MVP race was, because I was I was prepared yesterday prior to this Dallas game to write or to do a show discussing why Dak Prescott is the NFL MVP. And I know that Dre, my co-host, would have eaten that up. I know he would have loved to hear me say that, but I think that's how close the margin is for this MVP award and for this MVP race is for this season. Because I was so close to saying Dak Prescott is the MVP frontrunner prior to this performance, but I do want to preface it by saying that I don't believe that this was necessarily bad offense by the Cowboys, but more so their defense was extremely questionable, and it was suspect, especially on the ground. Listen, James Cook had 25 for Buffalo. James Cook had 25 carries, 179 yards. Ty Johnson had 9 carries for 54 yards. Latavius Murray had 5 carries for 11 yards, and Josh Allen himself had 8 carries for 24 yards. And they had 266 yards total on the ground, and that is something that's very alarming for me if I'm Dallas, because this seems to be a consistent issue for Dallas. Something that they have done a lot this year is they give up the big plays, whether it be on the ground or in the air. I'm talking about Dallas. And while their secondary has been quite efficient, despite losing Trayvon Diggs for the season, the secondary in Dallas has been playing pretty well. However, their front seven, led by Micah Parsons, has not been playing up to par and has not been playing up to the expectations that many people had. I mean, they're allowing over 120 yards, 110 yards. Yes, 110 yards on the ground, average per game. Though they are 10-4. It's just surprising to me that. Oh, sorry. This game was played in Buffalo. Sorry, I prefaced by saying this game was played in Buffalo, but it is a little bit of cause of concern for me if you're Dallas, that your front seven continues to allow big plays, whether it be on the ground or in the air, primarily on the ground, and issues like that is what separates San Francisco from the other top teams in the NFC, being Dallas and Philadelphia. Listen, San Francisco at this point, and I wasn't always on board with this. I didn't always agree that San Francisco was the best team in the NFC, but they've done. Listen, they went into Philadelphia and beat Philadelphia at home, and they've also beaten Dallas. And these are two teams that I've talked about ad nauseum about being two of the best teams in the NFC, and San Francisco's done that. They beat both these teams, and you have to start giving a little bit more respect to San Francisco based on their resume and what they've done so far. And I think San Francisco is the best team in the NFC right now, but I do think it speaks a lot about Buffalo. Listen, I talked about Buffalo in our preview show that we did for our podcast about why Buffalo wouldn't make the playoffs and why I feel that their window is closed. But listen, Buffalo is starting to turn the corner right now. Buffalo is currently sitting at 8-6 right now. They've won 2 straight. They're second in the AFC East, 2 games behind the Miami Dolphins. And if I'm not mistaken, they are one game out of the wild card spot, um, that final wild card spot in the AFC. And are their chances very much still alive to make the playoffs? Absolutely. And I'm looking at the prediction meter right now on ESPN. Look, they currently have a 64% chance to make the playoffs. Um, like I said, they hold on. They hold on to that the last spot, that final wild card spot, um, ahead of Indianapolis. So they're very much in prime contention to make the playoffs right now. And do I still believe their window has closed? Yes, I do. But I do think Buffalo has started to turn the corner. Um, I think they have started to turn the corner. I think that the offense is starting to move more efficiently, and that's because Josh Allen isn't putting the ball in harm's way anymore. Josh Allen is continuing to is doing a better job of controlling the ball and being more efficient with it and having better ball control. And we talked about this before, that one of the biggest red flags that Josh Allen has is that he can be turnover pro at times. He's akin to he's a gunslinger, kind of similar to Brett Favre, but something that Josh Allen also has trouble with at times is fumbling the ball, which is interesting to see from a quarterback position. And the past two games, he's limited his turnovers, and Buffalo's offense has been more efficient. So it's no coincidence that those two variables go hand in hand. And can Buffalo continue to keep this up? I believe they can. But I still don't think they are Super Bowl contenders, which is why I think that their championship window has closed and is still closed. And I haven't seen enough in the past two games for me to change my mind about that. But I do think Buffalo has turned the corner. I think they're starting to trend in the right direction. I do think they're going to make the playoffs. So that's where I see Buffalo at right now. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about Buffalo. Do you think they've turned the corner? Do you think they're legitimate Super Bowl contenders? Do you think they're going to make the playoffs? And let me know what you guys think about Dallas as well. Should there be some cause for concern in Dallas, specifically on the defensive end? And are they the best team in the NFC? Or do you think San Francisco is? Leave your thoughts in the comment section, in the chat room. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. And in our next segment, guys, our last segment, I'm going to be discussing who is the current Coach of the Year front runner. Lots of words to be handed out. So be sure to stick around for that in our last segment, guys. You're not going to miss it. Be right back.